What is happening? AJ Gamer Dude here, and we had an issue with Helldivers 2 requiring the whole PSN account linking and then that being walked back not long afterwards. It seems like Ghost of Tsushima is going to be pretty much from the beginning told that you are going to be needing to you will be required to pretty much sign into PSN, because that procedure will remain for this particular game. So to sum things up, currently Ghost of Tsushima is a single player game that has a multiplayer element to it, or a co-op mode called Ghost of Tsushima Legends. Now, effectively, you do not need a PSN account to play the single player portion, but for the Legends multiplayer, you absolutely will need to sign up for PSN and link it to your Steam account. Now, what does this mean? Effectively, this game will not be released in over those 170 or so countries that couldn't get PSN on Helldivers, link the PSN to their Steam for Helldivers 2. So pretty much those countries will not be able to buy Ghost of Tsushima. And in fact, it has actually been noted in SteamDB that purchase restricted countries was added to the listing of Ghost of Tsushima earlier this week, and many players are going to be affected. And also the fact that this game is coming out in a few days, specifically on the May 16th to be more precise. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to turn up. But also, will this actually affect Sony's PSN numbers? Because that's kind of the intention behind people being, signing up and linking their Steam accounts. But of course, there's this whole PlayStation overlay thing as well that's going on, where you can actually earn trophies on PlayStation Network through PC ports of PlayStation games. Now, with that being said, I'm pretty sure PlayStation is going to double down on this whole thing, because it was announced that there was going to be a God of War Ragnarok PC version as well. So it says right here, the publisher seems to be doing a better job at communicating Ghost of Tsushima's requirements, but locking out global players to boost PSN account numbers is not ideal. Sony's PC efforts might be continuing with an imminent God of War Ragnarok port announcement, so we'll see what the future looks like for their multi-platform push. So while Helldivers 2 is now back in most, if not the 3 countries that it still hasn't returned to, Estonia being one of the 3, weirdly enough, while Helldivers 2 is returning to all the other countries, something like God of War Ragnarok PC and Ghost of Tsushima on PC are not going to be playable for those people if the PSN requirement still happens. And we know that God of War Ragnarok has no multiplayer element to it whatsoever. So again, it'll just be interesting to see how PlayStation handled this whole release schedule and everything else in between. And as I had mentioned earlier on in the video, it does say here, the developer Sucker Punch previously tried to clarify its account linking plans, explaining that a PSN account is required for Legends Online multiplayer mode, which is a co-op mode, and to use the PlayStation overlay, which is to be able to earn, again, PSN trophies with these PC ports. Otherwise, there's no PSN linking account required to jump into the game's single player portion, though, as is the case with other PlayStation published PC ports. So that really does kind of suck, the fact that is there, and also the fact that Ghost of Tsushima is just going to be not there for well over around 170 countries that are not going to be able to buy and play it. So honestly, they're capping the amount of money that they can make off of the game's PC port. But also, I do wonder what the PC audience thinks about this. What do you think as a PC audience, as a member of the PC master, well, I'm not going to call it that, the people who play mostly on PC, what do you reckon about this, especially in countries that don't have PSN? Because now you're effectively missing out on games unless you have a different region Steam account and a different and you actually have a different region PSN that could, if figured out, be completely banned if PlayStation finds out that you're in a different country, which was always definitely a bit of a worry. This is just a fascinating situation to see things go along. Again, Ghost of Tsushima now, God of War Ragnarok later. There are different elements to it where, like, with Helldivers 2, that's completely online multiplayer. You need to be online at all times in order to play it. For Ghost of Tsushima, there's an online mode called Legends that requires it, and with God of War Ragnarok, you have no multiplayer whatsoever, but will they still make you log in to PSN? Only time can tell when these sorts of things are announced and actually done. Until then, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 200 subs by the end of the year, and with all that said and done, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.